The storm surge has been coming up and hitting the dunes here. They're expecting it to hit the boardwalk here. They've never seen waves like this. But after all this wind and all this rain and the surge, it's 50 million people we've talked about that may be affected, and 1 in 5 of them could lose their power. This morning, as the leading edge of Sandy is beginning to slam the coast, reinforcements, convoys are on the way. An army of utility workers from as far away as Oklahoma and Iowa now headed east.
You see the fuse dangling?
We were with Larry Jackson as he was already working to restore power to homes on Sunday along the coast, knowing the worst is still ahead.
From what I understand, we're probably working 16-hour days.
The power outages are expected to be widespread. One researcher suggests as many as 10 million could be affected.
And we actually think that may be somewhat of an underestimate.
That's a third more than the number affected by Irene, when the East Coast looked like this. Meantime, utilities along the storm track
What took it down? A tree?
have emergency control centers up and running and say they're ready.
We're prepared, but there is some room for concern.
Concern among veteran utility officials. They aren't sure exactly what they're facing.
It's just the width of this storm is so massive that we really don't know what's going to happen.
And that's the dilemma. As Delaware's governor told us, after the surge into flooding, it's the power outages that worry him.
The problem is when people lose power, it could be a couple days before the power companies can send people in because of the wind. So people could be without power for a long time.
So what should you do if you find yourself in that situation? Get the essentials.
We have lanterns, flashlights.
Yeah, batteries or radio.
But there are other tips as well. If you buy a generator, never run it inside the house. Unplug appliances and TVs so they aren't damaged when the power comes back on. And if you don't open the door to your refrigerator, the food will be good for about 4 hours. And here's another tip that I'd not heard before. If you have a thermometer with a lead and you can put the lead inside your freezer, keep the door closed. If it stays below 40 degrees, George, the food should be good. But once again, these power outages could go on for a week or more. You may lose everything that's fresh or frozen, George.
I am going to write that one down. Okay, David, thanks very much.